A Russian frigate sends distress signals. Underwater explosions rock Sevastopol Bay. The Black Sea's most fortified naval base is under attack. September 2023, 02:40 a.m. local time. Ukrainian naval drones breach Russia's primary fleet headquarters. This is Sea Doctrine, where maritime warfare rewrites the rules. Sevastopol Bay, home to Russia's Black Sea fleet for over 240 years, protected by layered air defenses worth over $200 million, considered impenetrable until small autonomous vessels changed everything. The attack begins in darkness. Multiple unmanned surface vehicles approach from different vectors. Each drone carries 450 kilograms of high explosives. Speed, 80 kilometers per hour. Detection range, minimal. Cost per unit, approximately $250,000. The math is brutal. To destroy assets worth hundreds of millions, Ukraine deploys weapons that cost less than a luxury car. Reports indicate at least 6 drones launch simultaneously. Russian coastal defenses engage. Machine gun fire traces across the water, but the swarm keeps coming. 1C, gateway to Russia's south. Would you risk commanding a warship here? The Russian Navy's response reveals the problem. Traditional naval doctrine designed for ship-to-ship combat, air defense systems optimized for aircraft and missiles. But these threats sit low in the water. Radar cross-section smaller than a fishing boat, infrared signature nearly invisible. The frigate Admiral Makarov sustains damage to its hull. Estimated repair costs exceed $40 million. 3 support vessels report flooding. The dry dock facility takes a direct hit. Reconstruction timeline, 8 months minimum. Sea Doctrine tracks every impact. This isn't the first attack. July 2022, drones penetrate Sevastopol's outer defenses. October 2022, coordinated strike damages multiple vessels. May 2023, ammunition depot targeted. September 2023, the largest swarm yet. The pattern shows systematic improvement, each attack more sophisticated than the last. Ukrainian forces study Russian countermeasures, then adapt. Add decoy drones, vary approach angles, coordinate with missile strikes to overwhelm defenses. The Kremlin responds with emergency measures. Anti-drone nets installed across the bay, additional patrol boats deployed, new detection systems rushed into service. Total defensive upgrade cost estimated $320 million, and the drones still get through. Who controls the Black Sea? A. Russia. B. Ukraine and NATO. C. Turkey holds the key. Maritime analysts call this asymmetric warfare perfection. Russia's Black Sea fleet numbers over 40 combat vessels. Combined value exceeds $8 billion. Ukraine operates no major warships, yet Sevastopol remains under constant threat. The strategic calculation is devastating. Every Russian captain knows their ship could be next. Morale impact significant. Operational tempo reduced. Fleet exercises postponed indefinitely. Insurance premiums for Black Sea operations spike 400%. Commercial traffic reroutes around Crimean waters. Turkish Strait Sea increase congestion as vessels seek safer passages. Black Sea Doctrine monitors the economic ripple. Grain shipments delay by an average of 72 hours. Shipping costs increase 28% on affected routes. Annual regional trade disruption estimated at $2.3 billion. All because Ukraine proved expensive warships can't defend against cheap drones. The technology isn't even cutting edge. Commercial navigation systems, Starlink satellite communication, modified jet ski engines, explosive charges from conventional munitions. Total development cost for the entire program, approximately $20 million. Return on investment, immeasurable. The Russian Ministry of Defense releases statements, claims all drones destroyed, reports minimal damage. But satellite imagery tells a different story. Damaged vessels moved to repair facilities, increased defensive positions visible around the bay, personnel redeployments confirmed by multiple intelligence sources. Reality doesn't match the official narrative. But what happened in the Sevastopol raids shocked naval commanders worldwide. The implications extend far beyond the Black Sea. Every navy with a major fleet concentration suddenly faces the same vulnerability. Pearl Harbor, Norfolk, Portsmouth, Yokosuka, all potentially exposed to swarm attacks. Defense spending priorities shift overnight. Anti-drone systems receive urgent funding. Naval doctrine undergoes rapid revision. The U.S. Navy accelerates its own unmanned surface vehicle programs. Lessons learned in Sevastopol inform global maritime strategy. Black Sea Doctrine becomes required reading at naval war colleges. The attacks continue into 2024. January, supply ship targeted. March, submarine support facility struck. June, coordinated assault with aerial drones. Each incident reinforces the same conclusion. Traditional naval power faces an existential challenge. Russia's response grows more desperate. Proposals to permanently close Sevastopol to major vessels, relocate fleet headquarters to Novorossiysk, abandon Crimea's primary naval advantage. Options all carry massive strategic costs. The Black Sea Fleet's prestige sinks with every successful Ukrainian strike. Moscow invested decades building this force, billions of rubles maintaining dominance. Now small teams with laptops and garage-built drones negate that investment. Trade routes, missiles, and war. Black Sea Doctrine tracks the transformation. Maritime conflict in the 21st century doesn't require aircraft carriers, doesn't need submarine superiority, doesn't demand numerical advantage. It requires innovation, adaptation, and the willingness to challenge conventional assumptions. Ukrainian operations demonstrate all three. NATO observers study every detail. Intelligence agencies analyze attack patterns. Allied navies revise their own defensive postures. The Black Sea becomes a laboratory for future naval warfare. Sevastopol's fortifications proved insufficient, its air defenses inadequate, its traditional naval strength irrelevant. The lesson resonates globally. No fleet is truly safe in port anymore. Commercial implications cascade through maritime insurance markets. Lloyd's of London revises risk assessments for all major naval bases. Premium increases affect military and civilian vessels alike. The economic impact of asymmetric naval warfare becomes impossible to ignore. Black Sea Doctrine calculates the broader costs. Russian naval operations budget increases 35% to cover new defenses. Ukrainian drone production expands with international technical support. Regional military spending accelerates across all Black Sea littoral states. An arms race emerges from Sevastopol's waters, not battleships versus battleships, drones versus defenses, cheap weapons versus expensive targets. The economic logic favors the attacker. Is this pushing NATO closer to direct involvement? Comment Y or N. The geopolitical stakes escalate with every attack. Each successful strike weakens Russian naval deterrence, undermines Moscow's ability to project power, emboldens further Ukrainian maritime operations. NATO doesn't need to intervene directly. Ukrainian innovation accomplishes strategic objectives independently. But Western intelligence sharing plays a crucial role. Satellite targeting data, communication support, technical expertise. The line between indirect support and direct involvement grows increasingly blurred. Turkey watches from the Bosphorus, controls access to the Black Sea through the Straits, monitors every vessel passage under Montreux Convention authority. Istanbul's position becomes more critical as naval tensions rise. Will Turkey maintain neutrality as the conflict intensifies? Can the Straits remain open if NATO-Russia confrontation escalates? Does Ankara hold ultimate veto power over Black Sea naval operations? Black Sea Doctrine examines every angle. The Sevastopol attacks represent more than tactical victories. They signal a fundamental shift in naval warfare economics. Defenders must protect every asset perfectly. Attackers need only succeed once. The cost imbalance makes traditional fleet concentration increasingly untenable. Russia's Black Sea Fleet faces an impossible choice: remain in Sevastopol and accept constant vulnerability, disperse across multiple ports and sacrifice operational concentration, withdraw from Crimean waters entirely and concede strategic defeat. None of these options restore Russian naval dominance. What breaks next? The grain deal, Turkish neutrality, or Russian deterrence? Ukrainian forces continue developing new drone variants, longer range, heavier payloads, improved stealth characteristics. Next-generation systems enter production with each passing month. The technological edge keeps shifting. Russian countermeasures struggle to keep pace. By the time new defenses deploy, Ukrainian engineers have already adapted. The cycle favors innovation over fortification. Sevastopol's vulnerability becomes permanent. Sea Doctrine tracks the strategic transformation. Maritime power no longer flows from tonnage and firepower alone. It requires technological agility, operational creativity, economic efficiency. Ukraine masters all three while Russia clings to outdated doctrine. The Black Sea's balance of power inverts, not through conventional naval buildup, not through Allied intervention, through small autonomous vessels that cost less than the missiles meant to stop them. Every naval power watches, every maritime strategy adapts, every fleet commander recalculates risk. Sevastopol's lessons echo across every ocean. The era of invulnerable naval bases ends in the Black Sea, where Black Sea power decides everything. Will Russian naval dominance survive asymmetric drone warfare? Can traditional fleets defend against swarm attacks? Will other navies learn from Sevastopol's vulnerability? Subscribe to Sea Doctrine, where Black Sea power decides everything.